this current moment, and just valuing yourself. Whereas we have given away too much trust or too much of our power, it's turning back and pulling that back in and connecting back with. Hi Gemini, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle, where we're taking a look at predictions for February, the energies, circumstances, situations, goals, desires, actions, things that will come up in February. We're taking a look at that for you, Gemini. It is a general read, and so if you're looking for a personal read, feel free to email me at LettiSpeak@gmail.com. Okay. You could also jump over to my calendar and just schedule over there as well. I would love to put together a reading for you. Let me know what you're looking for. Okay, Gemini. Again, like, share, comment. If you have not done so, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It does help the channel to grow. And so I appreciate all the love that you guys give, especially when you comment. I love comments. And so, but be nice though. Be nice in the comments. Be nice to me, okay? And I'll be nice back. And so I did lay out your cards for the sake of time. My readings have been averaging about 40 minutes. And so let's see what's coming in February for you, Gemini. And so the Magician came out, which is Gemini energy, right? And so this is the energy I feel like will be very significant. This is the energy that may in fact be an energy that is operating in the background, operating subconsciously. This may be like the motive that's pushing you and that is motivating you in February. The Magician, which talks about this energy of alchemy, this energy of manifesting and taking what you desire and bringing it to life, bringing it into the 3D. Having all of the tools to do it too, enjoying doing it. There's some connection, I feel like, between your spiritual world and your physical world that's going to be very important in February. And so that's going to be very significant in how you move in February. Spiritual and physical is coming up for me with the Magician here. There's some correlation between the two. As we know, everything starts out in the spiritual before it actually materializes. And so the emphasis is on what's operating in the background. So there could be even this very strong, powerful energy that you're actually existing in and carrying. You may not even realize it, right? But this is what is manifesting things for you. So it can only benefit you to know that you're carrying this energy, and that possibly knowing could help you to utilize that energy that you're carrying. But the Magician is definitely the energy that is showing up for you consciously. This is the energy that is foundational from the heart space that is showing up for you, Gemini, the Magician. This actually could be very conducive to stepping into that energy of creation, or bringing some desire that you have into being. This is a very powerful energy. The Magician has the ability to carve out what is desired, even in the midst of obstacles and difficulties. There's some energy around the heart space, and it talks about possibly even using pure energy coming from the heart space as you pour out your desires into the world. Underneath this bird, which has a cup, a pentacle, a wand, and a sword, those are all the elements, right? In order to produce, there's a row of flowers. A couple are white and a couple are red. Purity and passion is what those flowers are reminding me of. So there's going to be a mixture in February, I feel like, where you're going to be operating in this subconscious purity of your desires and passion to go after it. Now, the energy is the Ace of Swords. And so the aces represent new beginnings. There's some new experience that you're going to have, some new understanding or new revelation that's going to come in for you in February. And you're going to carry this energy with you through the month. Now, the Ace of Swords is very significant because many times the aces represent this very raw, dynamic energy of beginning something. It could also be considered something that you're being given, like a gift from spirit, a gift from the universe. But the Ace of Swords is mental stamina, mental strength, power, right? To really break through anything that would be causing barriers or blocks to what it is that you're trying to do. This is having information channeled through ideas, even having problem solving skills. Quick-mindedness too. And so this is the energy that you'll be carrying. This is also the energy that is going to be conducive to your success in your environment, because this is going to actually create the atmosphere for you. This Ace of Swords is a very quick, witty type of energy that you may find yourself in, speaking really clearly, being able to translate your thoughts into speech very clearly. And so I feel like you're going to be very equipped in the month of February. You may find out that your mind is very clear. Things may feel just very easily attained during February as well, Gemini. Interestingly, too, I do see that same rose that I just saw under the Magician in this one. So there's some passion here that's showing up in most of your cards, Gemini. So passion seems to be a reoccurring theme through all of the cards. That may be something that's felt very frequently during February, lots of passion in what you're doing. Okay, so the Death card came out as well. Same flowers over here. And so the Death card is all about renewal. It's all about a change coming for the better. And this could be the supporting energy. There's something that's transforming in February, something that's going to change in February, that's going to come in as a supporting energy. The only way that this could end up being negative is if you fight the change. Whatever this change is, Gemini, if you allow it without fighting it or resisting it, it actually is going to be beneficial. Now, the issues will arise if these changes attempt to come in and you resist them. Then it will turn into some type of force that may be holding you back from making progress. I'm hearing. I'm going to get some clarification on this change that's coming in. What is this change coming in for Gemini in February? What is that? Almost to the ground. Almost there to sing. Finally free. I'm hearing you're trying to make some kind of change. It's difficult, but you're trying. What are these changes coming in for Gemini? Ooh. Can't keep on. I always drop a card. I didn't drop one for Taurus, but I dropped one for Aries. Okay. I'm going to take them. So 3 cards came out to clarify the death. Okay. The first one was the Page of Pentacles on the shadow side. The second one was the Two of Swords on the shadow side. And the third one was the Knight of Pentacles on the shadow side. Yeah. Everybody knows. Almost doesn't count. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so these changes coming in could possibly put you in. You're going to be feeling a lot of clarity this month, like you haven't in a while. But there could be some changes that will possibly feel confusing or feel like they place you kind of like in a overload of information, and it may feel a little bit confusing because so much is coming towards you at the same time. You may have a difficulty trying to figure out what is most important or what matters right now, right here in this moment, because so much is happening or so much information is coming in at the same time. But again, if you don't resist it, if you just kind of learn to be open to the changes, they're beneficial. The only time that this turns into a negative thing and turns into like a block or resistance or an obstacle is if you actually fight the change, okay? Yeah. Because whatever this change is feels like it could be mistaken as a block. Like you, for instance, you could be working on something and all of a sudden something comes up and it stops you in your tracks. Or you could be very close to finishing something and then all of a sudden something happens and you have to kind of postpone it. Don't mistake that as a block, but it actually could be a change in direction. It's going to be beneficial, whatever that is. Like, be open. It may be being paused for a minute, right? But be open to that. Maybe there's some more information that you need before finishing or before continuing. There's something purposeful about this change with the death coming in here, okay? Yeah. This also could be some type of self-reflection coming in, maybe needing to check in with yourself to see like what's happening or what has happened. There's some level of self-analyzing that this pause or this change may give you an opportunity to do. That's going to be beneficial for you as well, as what I'm seeing here. Because there's some risk. If you could be someone who gets bored really easy, right? Or you know, you have the need to constantly move and excel and try different things because there's this energy of not wanting to be stuck in the same thing for long periods of times. Yeah. There's something about not wanting to be stagnant here. But those are the changes coming in. There may be a need, even with the fear of being stagnant or wanting to change often, there may be something challenging that or changing the way that you deal with those situations that will offer some level of growth, some level of truth, some level of information that will be beneficial for you, Gemini. But something about this change, I feel like it's going to be beneficial, but it may be challenging. The important thing to know is not to fight it or resist it, right? Be open to it so that it can be beneficial. Yeah, right? It don't get no plainer than that. The hangman stalling. So there's a fear of something not going the way that you wanted it, or something about timing being stalled, a fear of not being able to move the way that you plan to move. Those same flowers are here. Same flowers. I swear that's almost in every card here. There's something significant about these flowers. But the hangman is showing up. I feel like this is it's probably something that gives you anxiety, when things don't quite flow the way that you had anticipated or planned. There's some level of anxiety that comes up when this happens. But Spirit does not want you to get all flustered about this. But there's possibly that is the lesson, learning to go with the flow, even when it doesn't flow the way that you have planned it. Because there's always something to be learned. When we're stuck in traffic, though we could have an appointment in 5 minutes, the traffic don't let up for another 10 minutes. That time that you're sitting in the car in traffic, you could be doing a little research on the company that you're going to interview for, so that you're a little bit more equipped for the interview, right? It's almost like Spirit wants you not to get stressed out or be overwhelmed with anxiety, but utilize that time for something. There's something you're supposed to be utilizing that time for. And so there's something about that here with the hangman, having to look at things from a different perspective and seeing that there's something beneficial in how things have changed or how things will change in February. There's something beneficial about that. So don't despise when things are redirected, or if things have to be postponed, or if there's a little bit of waiting, right? If you fall off of a time frame, don't despise that, because there's something else there that's going to be beneficial if you notice what that is, if you're open to that information, okay? There's something about that here. Having plans changed. And so let's keep going. I have the 5 of Wands that's coming in here. This is in the advice, okay? This is the advice that Spirit is giving. And this also lends to the energy of being stable and grounded in the midst. I feel like this is talking about not being shaken up easily. There could be hell breaking out all around you. Well, Spirit is saying, hold your center, hold your peace, right? There's something about that here for you, Gemini, in February, where things may, in fact, attempt to get out of control. And it may seem like things are just going haywire and the energy is all out of whack. And maybe people are just basically doing what they want to do without any consideration for anybody else. Everybody's just out for self and not on one accord, But Spirit is saying, even in the midst of that type of situation, that type of energy, you still have the decision to be able to stay grounded within yourself and stay focused, because you have this Ace of Swords energy. And that actually is an energy that can cut through all of that and remain solid. This is the energy that comes up with solutions in the midst of the chaos and the storm. This is the energy that comes up with solutions, right? Ideas, problem solving. And so in the advice, there may in fact be difficult moments, but if you are in fact in tune with yourself and the energy, it won't shake you up. Spirit is saying you have something here that you don't have to get caught up in that. There's just something that's very unaligned. As you see, each of these birds are doing their own thing. They're all carrying a different color, very much not aligned. It's almost like chaos, right? There's something possibly in February that symbolizes diversity in some type of way, or just being separated in some type of way. And it looks very conflictual, possibly even something violent, something where there's lots of competition, possibly, and battling and, competing for something. But even in this, there are possible benefits if you are the one with your head on straight. If you see through the madness and is able to actually utilize the passion of this energy wisely, right? There's something about this that utilizing that energy that may be useful to push your efforts forward. This may, in fact, need to happen in order to get everybody on the same page in some type of way. There's something that's going to happen in February where you're going to have an opportunity to benefit from conflict and from chaos. And so that's the advice, is to stay cool-headed and to stay grounded in the midst of the conflict. You don't become one of these birds that are frenzied, but you can utilize the energy. There's lots of passion in this picture. Everybody wants to win. You can utilize that energy. The Nine of Swords. I feel like this is not necessarily negative. It's coming in reverse. There's some lesson here with this Nine of Swords. And being that it's in reverse, I feel like this is really an indication of not worrying, not allowing yourself to be caught up mentally. Not to get worked up. Like, that's what I was just talking about. There might be I do feel like February is going to be a very high vibing month with lots of energy. It could go anyway with all this energy. You may, in fact, have a part in leadership, in organizing, and rallying the energy together to be more useful. And so the advice here, there's the lessons in the past that you've had, this Nine of Swords coming in reverse, where you've learned to not get caught up in the energy like that. There's some lesson that you've learned in the past that taught you how to avoid being caught up in that energy, being present, but not being caught up. There's some lesson that you've learned. Because being caught up means that you would lose sight of, what's important. But you learned some lesson about this in the past, and you have been successful in not getting caught up in that. Yeah. The Knight of Swords is an energy of lots of mental thinking, like thinking of it's a very fearful energy, thinking of the worst that could happen, sleepless nights, letting your mind and your fears run away from you, but it's in reverse. So there's some lesson that you learned around not allowing yourself to go there. There's something that you possibly have cultivated for yourself that keeps you from being carried away with that kind of energy. There's some method or skill I feel like this is talking about that helps you avoid getting caught up in worrisome energy or anxiety, whatever that is. Do you have some type of go-to, Gemini? When you feel yourself getting worried, what's your go-to? Is there a recipe that you have? I'm sensing somebody who, whenever things starts getting heated, you have a prescription for that. There's something specific that you do to pull yourself out of that. What is that? What is that, Gemini? We have the Two of Swords here. And yeah, more of that energy. And I feel like this actually pops in like without you even realizing it. Sometimes you find yourself in the energy where you are so afraid, I feel like, to make the wrong decision. You find yourself at a crossroads before you even realize that that's where you are. And you possibly avoid making decisions because you don't want to make the wrong one. This is a challenge that you have. This is a challenge that you may find pops up in February. Some very difficult decision that you'll be faced with, a dilemma of sorts. I want to find out what this is. This may even be you not wanting to deal with it. You may purposefully put on blindfolders and turn your back to the situation because you don't want to deal with it. Or you don't want to make a choice. You may have a choice between two things or two people or two decisions that are equally important. And so you put it off so you don't have to make a choice. You don't have to deal with it. But let's find out for sure. What is this Two of Swords for Gemini? What is the Two of Swords for Gemini? I don't know why I'm hearing two. Yeah, it's a hard decision. You may enjoy both of them equally, or you may desire both of them equally. That way, and if you don't choose, then you don't really have to do without the other. But this is some type of obstacle. This is holding you back in some type of way, not deciding. And yeah, we have the Knight of Cups on the shadow side, and then the Ten of Swords on the shadow side, or on the light side. Clarifying the Two of Swords. So I don't know if this is dealing with someone that becomes overly emotional. The King of Cups on the shadow side is someone who's all up in their emotions. Or is this you? When you get emotional about something, it makes it difficult to decide. This could also be you not wanting to get bored in a situation, so you keep multiple options open. But it causes trouble, though, because I'm seeing this Ten of Swords here. Someone is damaged by this, by you not deciding. Someone's damaged by this. Yeah. And this could possibly leave you in this state of being just unresponsive, almost like cold, right? This keeps you in the state of not making a decision. This may be your tactic of not being attached or overly emotional. You could find yourself jumping from cold to hot, or this person you're dealing with jumps from cold to hot. There's something here about a decision and extremes here. Not wanting to get bored, not wanting to be too over emotional or get, turn into something that's just everyday mundane. You need the excitement here. Now, at the same time, there's a bit of, what do you call that? Unavailability emotionally, right? It's almost like someone keeps themselves away from the fire just so that they don't have to deal with the emotion or the heat of the fire. But there's a need to make a decision here. And you may keep yourself in these energies just so that you don't have to. So you don't have to deal with the consequences of making some decision. Yeah. There's something about just accepting that an end has to come. There has to be a decision. And with that decision, an end must come in here. And you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. But for now, this serves as an obstacle for you. This serves as an obstacle currently. This may be an energy that is very prevalent in February. You avoiding making a decision that's calling you to make a decision, but you're avoiding it. It has something to do with being unavailable emotionally. And you liking being unavailable emotionally. But there's this, it's crazy because I'm getting the feeling that there is this, somebody puts on a facade that they are emotional. And in doing that, they pour it on real thick. But then at the same time, in reality, they're actually not emotional. They avoid emotions just so that they don't have to make hard decisions. Who is this? Who am I talking to? Well, something's surfacing in February that's going to put you in that position. Because something is being revealed here, right? There's a new path that's being uncovered for you, Gemini. And I feel like this newness has a lot to do with possibly some wisdom that you'll be receiving. This Ace of Swords, this Magician, you have an opportunity to create something new, to experience something new if you want. The Hermit is on the bottom. That's Gemini energy too. Ace of Wands under that. And so, yeah, I feel like there is like two aces came out here. One on the bottom, there's three aces. So new beginnings. For you, this month is going to be about seeing things in a new way, wanting new experiences. And are you willing to experience new things? Are you willing to actually allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to experience new things? It does take a little bit of vulnerability, Gemini. And it's being offered here. Spirit is offering you. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and on the bottom of the deck, the Ace of Wands came out. Yeah, and so there's something here that's being offered to you. Spirit is offering something to you. It does include all forms of abundance. I see spiritual abundance here. I see financial abundance with this pentacle. I see emotional abundance. I see an abundance of knowledge with this Ace of Wands. I see inspirational abundance with the Ace of Wands. Like, if you want it, then this is being made clear. And so, again, the decision is yours if you're willing to take that risk. It definitely will involve change. You have to give something up. Look at this bird here as he's rising from death. He had to leave behind the old body in order to be in order to rise to newness of life. You have to give something up. You have to. I know it's hard, but the choice is yours. February will be a month where you will have opportunities to experience new, to enter into new portals of experience. It's being offered to you, Gemini, but it's completely up to you. And this is not going to be something that is sitting there and you don't know. It's going to be plain as day. Clarity is here with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. That's clarity. So you will know and you will choose, right? And so this is an opportunity to go higher and to tap into your ability to bring about the things that you desire, if you truly desire them. Wanting something is one thing, but being willing to do what it takes to get it is a whole nother ballgame. And so the encourage is just to really stay focused and understand that right now you are operating in the law of attraction with this Magician coming out first and the Ace of Pentacles coming out in the end of your reading. You're operating in the law of attraction. So the best thing that you could do is stay focused. Keep your eye on what you want and be willing to step out and do what's required to actually get that, okay? There is some wisdom. The Hermit represents going into a state of receptivity. You don't see any other birds around this Hermit. The Hermit alone carries the light. There are some sacrifices to be made. Same thing with the Ace of Wands. You don't see anyone else around. This is really a solo journey. You may be surrounded by people, but it's a solo trip, okay? That's what I have for you. Now, about these red roses, I feel like this month of February will hold lots of passion. It's going to be amped with excitement. And part of your challenge is going to be to stay grounded and not be tossed into that energy, right? You're being called to observe and utilize the energy, not play a part of it, okay? But these red roses are all around. I think that represents passion and being grounded. Red is the color of the root chakra. And so you may, in fact, be confronted with energies that represent possibly even foundations, childhood memories, things that take you back to the foundations of life as you know it. The root chakra, things dealing with feeling safe, having a sense of belonging. Those could be themes that arise in February. Dealing with those kinds of things with this, all of this red. Yeah. That's what I have for you, Gemini. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is a nice reading. I like it. You're definitely in your power in February. And so to know is half the battle, and to utilize it wisely is the other half, okay? Thank you for stopping by. It has been Blood Moon Oracle coming with the February predictions for Gemini, taking a look at energy, at situations, circumstances that may in fact pop up in February, okay? Again, this is just a general read, but if you are looking for something more specific, definitely hit me up, okay? Let me know what you're looking for, and you can go over to my calendar and schedule as well, okay? Make sure you like, share, make sure you comment, Gemini, okay? Thank you so much. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe, okay? I would love to have you come and join our community here for Blood Moon Oracle. Okay, there's going to be some more readings coming out because guess what? In March, we are going to have a blood moon. So I want to do some special things for that month. And so you want to be a part of it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you'll be notified whenever we post content or go live, okay? Thank you, Gemini. Again, it's been Blood Moon Oracle. Take care. Bye.